Step into the unknown with The Shadow Frequency, hosted by Matt Wilson. Join him as he unravels the paranormal, from ghostly tales to strange phenomena, every spine-tingling episode. Catch the show on all major podcast directories, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Just search The Shadow Frequency. For exclusive access and to back the journey, hit them up on Patreon. Get ready, Matt's about to take you where the shadows hum.
Welcome, seekers of the unknown, to the Shadow Frequency. I'm Juniper, your producer, guiding you into the strange and unexplained. Tonight, host Matt Wilson dives into a volcanic mystery that's equal parts explosive and elusive. Ashes of the Beast, Bigfoot, and the Mount St. Helens eruption. Buckle up, because this one's wild. Take it away, Matt.
Hey, Shadow Frequency listeners, Matt Wilson here. Picture this. It's May 18th, 1980, Mount St. Helens in Washington State. A stunning peak in the Cascade Range blows its top in one of the most devastating volcanic eruptions in U.S. history. 57 people lose their lives, thousands of animals, deer, elk, bears, gone in an instant. Ash and debris rain down for miles, turning lush forest into a wasteland of mud and fallen trees. It's chaos. It's tragedy. But what if I told you there's more to this story? A tale so bizarre it's been whispered about for decades. A tale involving Bigfoot, shadowy military operations, and a cover-up that might just make your skin crawl. Let's set the scene. After the eruption, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the National Guard roll in. Their mission? Rescue and recovery. They're pulling animal carcasses out of the ash, helping survivors, doing the grim work. But then something strange happens. According to some accounts, they stumble across something they didn't expect. The bodies of two Sasquatch. Yeah, you heard me right, Bigfoot. These massive hairy creatures, supposed to be killed by the blast, are found among the wreckage. Witnesses say the bodies were covered with tarps, guarded by armed soldiers, and anyone who saw them was told to keep their mouth shut. Now, I know what you're thinking. Matt, come on, dead Bigfoots, that's a stretch. But stick with me, because it gets weirder. Not all the Sasquatch they found were dead. One story comes from a supposed rescuer who claims he and his team were ordered to track a living creature. A huge, hairy, man-like being with a burned arm and a demeanor that seemed sad. They followed it through the forest, stopping at rocky caves where it let out these eerie calls. Sometimes nothing answered. Other times another creature would call back. Using this method, they located more injured Sasquatch, burned, disoriented, but alive. These beings were brought back to camp for medical attention. Imagine that for a second. You're a soldier knee-deep in volcanic ash and you're suddenly playing doctor to a bunch of Bigfoots. What do you even do with that? Well, according to the story, the military had a plan. After the mission wrapped up, there was a debriefing. The rescuers were told these creatures lived in the forest, wanted to be left alone, and here's the kicker, they were ordered to stay quiet to protect the few that survived. But there's another layer to this. Another witness, this one from an Air Force unit, says his team was sent in with M16s and green helmets marked guard. Their job? Protect medical tents and keep unauthorized people out. He claims he saw doctors escorting tall, mysterious figures into those tents, figures wrapped in overcoats, heads covered, bandages hiding their faces and hands. Were they human? Were they something else? He didn't know, and he was told not to ask questions. We're going to take a quick break here, folks. When we come back, we'll dig into what might have happened to these creatures and whether the government's hiding something big. Stay tuned.
Hey, Shadow Frequency fans, Juniper here. How wild is this Mount St. Helens story so far? Bigfoot, erupting volcanoes, secret military ops? I mean, are you buying it, or is it too out there? Matt's got more coming up, including theories about where these Sasquatch might have ended up. If you're loving this, hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, plus all your favorite podcast directories like Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Podbean, and more. Also, you can support us at Patreon by going to patreon.com/shadowfrequency. And if you want to advertise on the show, you can reach out to us through Patreon. Now let's get back to Matt and the story of Bigfoot and Mount St. Helens.
Welcome back to the Shadow Frequency. Before the break, we left off with injured Sasquatch being tended to in the secret medical tents, or so the story goes. So what happened next? Where did these creatures end up? Well, the accounts differ. Some say they were relocated. Some whisper they were given a new home on Joint Base Lewis McChord, a massive military base in Washington with over 86,000 acres of forested land. Others claim they were spirited away to other parts of the Cascades far from prying eyes. Here's where it gets tricky, though. These stories are incredible. Exploding mountains, hairy giants, helicopter evacuations, but hard evidence? That's tougher to come by. No photos, no bones, no official records, just eyewitness accounts passed down over the years. So what do we make of it? Was this a genuine encounter with Bigfoot, hushed up by the government to protect an endangered species? Or is it just a legend born out of the chaos of a natural disaster fueled by imagination and mystery? Think about Mount St. Helens itself. Beautiful, remote, surrounded by dense wilderness. It's prime Bigfoot territory if you believe the lore. And the eruption? It was so catastrophic it could have exposed creatures that usually stay hidden. Then there's the military angle. Armed guards, medical tents, orders to stay silent. It's got all the hallmarks of a conspiracy. But without proof, it's a shadow on the edge of reality. Tantalizing, but just out of reach. What do you think, listeners? Did Sasquatch walk out of the ashes of Mount St. Helens, or is this just one of the Pacific Northwest's tallest tales? Hit us up in the comments. Let us know. For now, I'm Matt Wilson, and this has been The Shadow Frequency. Stay curious and keep your eyes on the shadows.
That's it for tonight's episode of The Shadow Frequency. I'm Juniper, your producer, and I hope Matt's dive into the ashes of the beast left you questioning what's really out there. Join us next time for more mysteries from the edge of the unknown. Good night, and stay strange.